All right, everybody. Welcome to the Bird Bootcamp Podcast. It is your host, DK, and I am here with the one, the only, the winner of this men's standard division of our 2022 Athlete Games, Jose Rascon, everybody. Give it up for him, man. This guy was an absolute animal. Jose, how you doing?
Doing good. Hi, everybody.
We're so excited. We're so excited to have you here. Your wife, Anicia, and you competed in the Athlete Games, and you brought your two sons to watch you guys compete. And I know that you also have your mom and your heart as you're competing in this Athlete Games. I'm excited to dig into how this is a family event and this is a family championship. This isn't just Jose's championship. This is for the fam. And thank you for taking time to join us. And I'm excited for Burn Nation to really get to know you, to take a deep dive into who you are, where you're from, how you got to the United States, and then how ultimately you became the ultimate 2022 Burn athlete after beating a lot of really, really incredible human beings along your journey. So, Jose, welcome. Tell us about your story. Where did you grow up? Where were you born? And then how did you get here? Let's start there.
Hi, everybody. Well, I was born in Cuba, Santiago, Cuba. And then I moved to Mexico when I was 20. I lived there for 10 years. And then I moved to the US, if you count 30 something. And then I started, I'm a software engineer. I moved to Kentucky with my family in 2016. And then Anicia started working at Burn. I started as a member. I thought I was a gym for ladies, so I didn't really to try to push me to go, but I was like, all right, I'm good with my regular gym. One day I went with her, and Cam Fields kicked my butt in a cardio workout, and then I became a trainer, a member. After a year or so, Anicia pushed me again, and then I became a trainer. Anicia, I did a lot of shadowing with Cam Fields. He helped us a lot. He showed us, teach us all we know about Burn, and then eventually Anicia started participating in the Athlete Games in 2019. And then in 2021, I decided to participate as well. And then our community at Louisville, at that time we were at Louisville, Kentucky. And then this is like a strong community, very supportive, and they also help us to allow to start training or working out for the games. They used to come with us on weekends to do the workout with us to help us with anything, and it was like this is how we get into the games.
So you grew up in Cuba, you moved to Mexico, then you moved to the US, and English is your second language. And when you're in Kentucky, in middle America, and English is your second language, I'm sure that there was a barrier of communication there at first. Is my assumption true? And B, that's a hard thing to overcome. I know it because I played baseball, and it was not a burden. I hate to say it that way, but it was just felt like one because it was really, really hard to try to speak a language natively that wasn't yours. But we had the requirement as American guys who, baseball is an international sport, and most great baseball players are Spanish speaking. And so we had to learn Spanish, and we were expected to, and they were expected to learn some English too, but there's much more of the onus was on us. And my friend, it was very difficult. Did you have the same experience in reverse?
Yes. Actually, as I told you, I'm a software engineer, so I don't interact with people very much. We just develop, and when I started working at Burn, it was more well, actually just working out. But when I started as a trainer, it was too intimidating because I was in the mic with a lot of people waiting for what I was saying, waiting for my rules, or it was very intimidating. But very community, at least Mitchell and Louisville, these are the ones that we know. They are very welcoming. They help us, they support, and they try to understand what you're trying to do. And yeah, it was very hard. I would say that my English is not very good. It's not good enough as I would like to. But at that time, I went from 10% to 80%, I would say, of my
Hmm.
English that I have now. So yeah, it help us a lot
Yeah,
to
well,
be in the mic.
when I met you guys, so you trained for the first Burn Athlete Games, and I remember meeting you, and now speaking to you today, it's come a long way. So congratulations, and I know there's a lot of hard work and dedication that not only goes into that, but also training and training for the Athlete Games and raising a family in a new country and all of that stuff, right? So you're no doubt a committed, dedicated father, husband, athlete,
Thank
employee.
you.
And I wanted to ask you, why the athlete games? What was the purpose? What was your reason for competing originally? And then, why did you come back?
Yeah, well, it was really, I would say, two things. First, to represent our community. This is always our main goal. And second, it was a challenge uh, for for me. I went with Anicia to the first athlete games, and as I said, in 2019, I saw those guys, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's impossible to do all these workouts. And then on Sunday, do it again. Those guys are really strong, and was just a challenge for me. That's the second, but the first one is just to represent our community, which is our main goal.
So when you're training for the games, does your regimen change from like normal life or like off season? What do you do differently as you're preparing?
So yes, we try to do. So this year we started a little bit late. So we started 90 days before the regionals. So it wasn't like enough time for us because there was a transition. So we moved to Mitchell in January. So and then I started a new job on May. So it was like we have a lot of live events going on, and I wasn't sure that I was competing. Actually, we signed up 2 days before the registration closed. I remember Terrell, our franchise partner, and Jared, they were, are you signing up for the games? You have to compete this year. And they say, all right, we're gonna make it. Uh, but, uh, but yeah, it was, this is how we signed up. Also, our training was, as I said, we had only 90 days. So we had to do those sessions, so those morning and afternoon, and also and some recovery. So we got to take some physiotherapy to assimilate the training and be able to work out the next day. Um, and so yeah, we did like a peak, and then we try to rest or start training a little bit less or recovery more in the last 2 weeks.
So
So
as you're training, so your training goes, your frequency goes up to one camp in the morning, one camp in the evening. When you say there's two sessions in the day, was one of those an athlete games workout, or did you deconstruct the workout into like just a custom training regimen, or was it training camps every day?
So uh, the main workout, the main training is our our workout at Burn. This is our main workout, and then the second workout will be like a strength, do some mobilities or do some well, mobility would be more recovery, but do like running, for example. We have a lot of running during the regional. So if we do strength in the morning or something, we try to keep running in the afternoon. Um, so this is this kind of thing. But we focus on one workout, and the second workout will be less intense.
So
Yeah.
for somebody that is getting started with their journey, obviously we as trainers, it's like go hard for 45 minutes and build and that's all you need when you're putting the pedal to the metal and you're pushing yourself as hard as you can, you're staying present, focusing on the next rep, you're in the moment. Like this is what we preach, right? But I want everyone to understand that when you now are transitioning from everyday lifestyle and then to an athletic performance, this is a competition. Like there are other people out there that are going to be training really hard too, and you've got to kick your frequency up. And I've always been a big believer, Jose, I want your thoughts on this, but I've always been a big believer that it's extremely hard to overtrain, but it's very easy to work out too much and not eat enough and not recover enough, like you're talking about with your mobility or your nutrition. So as your training went up, how did your recovery and then how did your nutrition coincide with the intense frequency that you guys were putting yourselves through?
So to be able to work out at that intensity for too many days in a row without resting, you need some kind of recovery in between the workouts. Like if you have somebody that gives you like massage. Anicia and I, we have we go to somebody that give you like deep tissue massage, or we go some like we try to something that recovers. But also at home we do massage. So this is something that help us. But sometimes you need to listen to your body and know when you are find the limit when you are training too much. Also, the for the nutrition, we didn't change that much because we usually we what we preach at home is at Burn is what we do at home. So we didn't really change our diet. We kept eating the same thing. The only thing we increased was the carbs and our water electrolytes intakes. That's the only thing we changed. We don't we don't drink alcohol or do any uh, these kind of things that so basically it was the same, just more carbs.
What carb was your choice? What do you think worked best with your body to help you recover?
I would say we eat pasta and I love pizza. Not pizza, at least that we on weekends when we train more, work out more. But we have for sure every morning we have oatmeal with afterburn. So this is a perfect balance with you have your carbs and you have your protein.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I love that you said pizza. That's hilarious. All right, Jose, what's the number one secret to be the Athlete Games champion? Pizza, baby. Let's go. No, that's
With a
hey,
stick of
listen.
afterburn.
Yeah, well, I think it's important. I think it's important, although we're having some fun. Yeah, afterburn flavored pizza, right? As we're having some fun here, I think it's also important to just reiterate the fact that when you train hard and the majority of your food intake is the appropriate food intake to be able to help your body recover, to help move along protein synthesis, and then to be able to ultimately build muscle. The building of the muscle itself, the more muscle you have, the higher your resting or your basal metabolic rate is. And the higher your BMR, okay, the more calories you burn at rest. And then the pizza that you eat doesn't necessarily, work against you in terms of body fat, especially when you're training twice and, you ingest that and your body needs it. It's going to fill it up. So guys, bad carbs every once in a while is not too bad. I'm a classic traditionalist when it comes to this. I go 6 days hardcore, pretty darn strict, and 1 day where I get to have a little alcohol or have a little sugar or, I'm just not
Absolutely.
blowing it out. I'm not just going eating 2 whole pizzas and 18,000 calories, right? Because then that's not going to work because can't look at it as a day. We got to look at it as a week, right?
Absolutely.
And I love that. I love that you can come forward and say that because it makes people feel like Jose's actually like a real human, and he's not some like robot machine fitness guy who just goes around winning competitions. He eats pizza too, everybody.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
It's just the frequency in which it happens is controlled and regimented, right? So, Jose, you did not, you competed last year, but you did not win. You compete this year and you win. What's the difference?
I think it was experience. Last year I had a lot of pressure because I came first, but also on top of that, I didn't know anybody and I was like scared. And I wanted to do my best. I put a lot of pressure, on me myself. This year I tried to just enjoy the competition. So go workout by workout, rep by rep, uh, and I think that was with that helped me to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Just no pressure, workout by workout, enjoy it, and that's it. Yeah.
So do you think that did it have anything to do with the exercise type, the workout types? Was there anything like last year that maybe played against your strength versus this year that played with your strength? Or do you chalk it up to, hey, I just didn't know what I was necessarily getting myself into, what I was doing, and how competitive this environment actually is? And then, okay, now I know that. Like, is it truly and strictly just the experience, or did the actual workouts and the way that Matt and I designed them, did that play into it at all?
Well, I think that this year workouts were harder. At least that's my perception. Was was more difficult this year. Um, that backed up. That thing is, I don't think that
That's your favorite one, huh?
yeah, but I don't think that I'll do it just for fun. No, not for sure.
Right.
But I think this year the workouts were tougher. However, there were how do I would say so last year my my worst workout was a K5, and that was really tough for me. So I was like, that thing was too heavy for me. And then this year I tried to focus on my strength, um, and I think that helped. That helped the way we design our training this year. But I mean, there's it, you work like uh, you can prepare for for the regional, right? But you don't know how the finals are gonna be, so you got to basically work on all aspects or work out strength, cardio, plyometric exercise. So it's at the end, the work you've done is what you have to be prepared for everything, basically.
Were you particularly surprised by any of the finals workouts?
Yes, yes.
Which one?
The for sure the ankle, that thing was tough, and the
That's the
back up,
final. That was the finals by everyone, by the way. We'll talk about that in a
yeah,
minute.
and the for sure the back up, that thing was epic.
That was, yeah. So there's a hilarious screenshot. Listen, I loved you, Trey. And Trey, if you're listening to this, from Rochester, he was competing. You remember Trey. And so I'm getting interviewed, and our live stream host, Wendy Venturini, one of our franchise partners, and Trisha Pena, our director of growth marketing here at HQ, they're interviewing me, and out of the bucked up on the burpee box jumps, out of nowhere, you see Andrew clip his feet. Excuse me, you see Trey clip his feet on the side of the box, and he goes upside down. His feet go in the air. I got to post this now that I remember he showed it to me right after. And it went upside down, and that the bucked up one, that workout got some people. Like it was brutal to watch, my friend. I'm like extremely impressed at how you and some other competitors kind of breezed through that one. Well, seemingly, right? I'm sure it didn't feel like that in the moment.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. What was the hardest moment for you physically? And as we all know, when a movement is physically hard, this is the only thing here. These four walls of our dome. This is the only thing that's going to get us through, those times when we're physically exhausted. So zoom me into the moment when you're just like, I have no more. This is so hard. But what did you say?
Yeah. The finals, doing the sled push, for sure. And I remember, so when we were working out, I used to do like a lot of reps, stop for a minute, a lot of reps and stop. And Anicia always told me, it's gonna hurt anyway. You're gonna feel pain, so better just do it, don't stop. And then we found out that if you don't stop, anyways, you're gonna do it anyways. But during those sled push, I really struggled, and I dedicate this workout to my mom, and who is a breast cancer survivor, and then I thought, well, I'm
I got the
gonna
chill. I got the chills. I got the chills. Keep going. Keep going. I got the chills.
and I thought, all right, mom, this is for you. I tried not to stop during this sled push because I knew this was the hardest part. That's gonna be the hardest part. And then I said, all right, mom, this is for you. I'm gonna hold this pain as you hold yours. I know this is not even comparable, but I'm gonna fight this for you. And then I just close my eyes, push, 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 and even in that last, when we were coming back with the sled push, I remember just close my eyes, keep pushing, and I didn't know where I was or where. And you can see the video that I was like zigzagging, uh, and then once I open my eyes, and then all right, you're done. You passed the line. All right, keep moving. I was like dizzy. I wasn't able to walk uh, but I think that that moment is when you have something with that motivates you, or when you have something that you basically dedicate. That moment is when your body can do impossible things. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. I got the chills during that story, and I think that means something. I think that means other people needed to hear that too, right? Like, there's, yes, working out is hard and training is hard, but people routinely go through things that are far more difficult every day. And to us, and I'll let you elaborate on this, training it's a gift. It's a privilege. I mean, if you have a capable body, you have to realize that there are millions of people that don't have a capable body, that physically they don't have the privilege to be able to wake up and move their body every day. And when we look at the lens of fitness and what it can do for our lives, and how much like asymmetrically better it makes our life just by showing up and training every day, and how it makes us a better mental and an emotional human being as well. A lot of those, how would you say, perks from training are often overshadowed by the fact that it's just hard, and people think it's just hard. But when you're talking about your mom, and like the strength that she had to have to push through breast cancer and to survive and now thrive after that, it puts in perspective the world of fitness, and why I think it's so important that people anchor their training as the foundation of their life. Do you agree with that, Jose?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, this is something that it's is this is a gift, as you said, a gift that we have, and it's also amazing as a trainer to see to help people and to realize and help them to realize that they are capable of you know whatever they can. Just like small goals, like jumping a box jump, doing a box jump, doing doubles, something as simple as doing doubles, or just doing jump ropes. It's amazing to help them and show them that that is possible. And I really enjoy this part of training.
Well, I could see it, and I didn't know that was what happened. But as I saw you zigzagging, I knew that. I saw you zigzagging, and then to know now that's what was going through your head is amazing. So guys, if you wanna check out Jose in the finals, all right, this guy, he was competing against Jared Fogelsong, who, shout out to Jared, dude, you're amazing. Like you could easily be here sitting right next to Jose, and you guys are both champions in my heart. But one man had to win, and Jose just edged it out. But you guys, the cool thing is that Terrell, your franchise partner, she got to win no matter what, whether you won or whether Jared won, because he's at Lexington, you and Anicia at Fort Mitchell, and she owns that whole area. And it's funny, I had talked to her before, and obviously Jared has been a beast in the athlete games world for pretty much the inception of it. And she wanted him to win so badly, right? Like, because he had come so close. I think he was in the top 3 2 years in a row, and he didn't quite get there. But she was still crying. Like, she was like, I don't know, I just have to, I'm so emotional right now. I know one of them is going to win, but I want both of them to win, and now I have to be this. So it was really cool to watch you guys. But shout out to Jared, because he put you through it. And I mean, so you guys can go to the live stream on YouTube. The first day is live stream 1, and it's got like a black thumbnail. It says Athlete Games. If you go to Burn Boot Camp on YouTube, you can find it. The first day, 20-something thousand people watched it. It's a long video. It's 7 hours. We live stream the whole day, but you can scroll through and kind of scrub and see what parts you want to watch and pick out Jose or any other athletes, winners that I interview. But the second day, at the very end, is where you can see Jose and Jared going head to head. And I'm telling you, it is an epic battle. It is crazy. There's like 400 screaming fans like in the building, just like cheering you guys on. And dude, you crossed the finish line. You did your sled pushes, then you finished with 1-arm snatches. And you got on your last one. You fell to the ground. You knew you had won. Anicia comes up to you. Your children come up to you. You have your 2 sons in the building. Dude, what was that moment like for you? That had to be special.
It was amazing. It was so first to show our kids that working hard you can have good results. It was amazing. Probably the first minutes after I finished, I didn't enjoy it because I was dying. I wasn't able to move. But it was like a very emotional moment. Like, I just did my last snatch, and I thought, did I win? I just did it. What just happened? I didn't know that I won till Anicia told me. I think Anicia, I was in the floor, and Anicia told me, "Hey, you won." But those last 5 snatches were, so we got to do 25 and 25. In the last 5 with the second arm, Anicia, Paige, I remember Paige. She was pushing me the whole time. Keep moving, let's go. And then when she said 5, 4, I said, well, something is happening. Everybody is screaming at us. I'm not gonna stop now. Keep moving. But it was like a very emotional finish. And Jared finished. I think Jared finished after me right away, like with 1 or 2.
It was very quick
difference.
After,
It was unbelievable. Terrell, we love Terrell. Jared is in our team. He knows that. He's awesome. He's a beautiful human being. We love Jared as well.
Yes, he is.
And
so
I was
I'll ask you this. So then you were in second place going into the final heat. Did you and Jared have a conversation backstage, or were you guys zoned in?
So it was kind of a strategic. I knew that I was already in the finals, and I was very scared of my lower back, and I came with the guys. I was talking with the guys, and I remember Brian told me, "Hey, you don't need to even compete. Look at, you have enough points to just pass to the finals." And then I just tried to don't hit the time cap, and I did the last, but I was already on first place, on top, I think. And then since I got the last, I didn't get any point on this event. Jared went in passing first to the final. Yeah.
So you have a unique strategy that I think's unique in the finals because you pace yourself, which is a very hard thing to do. Talk about how you were able to pace yourself and how were you able to keep that discipline to see somebody in front of you or in any of the games. How do you see somebody in front of you and know that you're actually competing against a clock, right? That is based on what you've set for yourself in the past. Talk to us about that, because that seems to me like a very hard thing. I'm like a go get it person. If somebody, I'm competitive, so are you, right? But like my competitive nature is I'm gonna want to like win the whole time. I want to be in first the whole time and then win. That's, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's crazy to me how you were able to pace yourself, especially in the finals, to where it's like, just go hard, man. This is the last thing you have to do. You don't really have to pace yourself here, but you kept your strategy and you stayed steadfast in it. And what was that strategy?
So so the first thing was, so I did that workout, as I said, only once, and my legs hurt. I had a lot of pain when pushing this leg push. So I knew that would be hard. And then I looked to Jared and saw his arms and say, all right, what am I doing here? But I blocked that thought. I blocked that and say, all right, you gotta just keep moving, keep moving. The strategy is you versus you, no matter what happened, but try to at least beat your time or be better. And then my goal was to don't stop during the sled push. During the sled push, again thinking of my mom, and then during the jumps, my strategy was resting on top of the box basically. So I was jumping up, stand up, jumping, stand up, and that helped me for sure. And the other thing was the battle ropes. The battle ropes was I think I stopped a couple of times, but I was to do them unbroken, because that's the only upper body exercise we had. And yeah, that was a strategy. Just keep moving during the sled push and keep moving and rest off top of the box.
Well, I think it's a good lesson, Jose, because you didn't allow anyone else to pace yourself, right? And how many times, just in life in general, do people try to keep up with the Joneses and try to let other people pace their own lives, right? Like you had the discipline to sit back and say, I'm going to do this my way. And if my way wins, great. If my way loses, great. I'm going to fix it next time. And, so many people do that, right? They try to stay in first the whole time and win the race. And it's just exhausting trying to put that on. And ultimately, based on this conversation and you being here, is pretty darn good strategy in fitness. And if it's like any other thing in fitness, the way I think about it is fitness is the metaphor for life, the best metaphor for life. And if you're able to pace yourself and win in athlete games, then you can also pace yourself and win in real life, and you don't have to get everything all the time right now, right? And that will allow you to be patient and really focus on the opportunity that's in front of you, rather than having to go left and right and find all these other opportunities without committing to something. And I think that's, a lesson that everybody can learn. And I know that your sons were there too, and Anicia was there. And, how important it is it for your family to be there? And what do you want? First of all, what's your two sons' names, and what do you hope that they learn from watching mom and dad compete?
Paolo and Andre, these are our sons. Anicia is my wife. You know Anicia. So it's for us. They are with us during competition, during workouts, on weekends usually when we have more time to train, to work out. They are in the gym with us, so they basically see what we are doing, see what we, how we suffer during the workouts. Also, and having them in the competition is a way, especially with teenagers, is show them like, all right, if you work hard, you can have good results, no matter if it's now, if it is next year, but if you focus and you work hard, you're gonna have good results. This is something that we hope that they take in their life, and you know, as an example. And yeah, pacing yourself is very important. If you so during everybody trains in every competition, everybody trains and do their own stuff. You don't know how are the other athletes like in life. You don't know how the other people. But if you have your strategy, if you do your job, if you train as what you need and you have a goal, I think it's gonna have results. For example, in the bathtub, it was 4 rounds, very painful 4 rounds. But we knew that I could do the first round in less than 2 minutes, I would say. But eventually the second and fourth rounds are gonna be you basically would be dying because it's a very long workout. Uh, so I remember finishing this first round on I think last probably, and I was thinking on my mind, is everybody stronger than me or so I was holding my horses, trying to follow my strategy, pacing myself, and I think it helped me to in the following rounds. So yes, if you have a strategy, if you already know your what you have to do, just keep to that strategy, and this is in life as well. Just whatever other people are doing, you know you versus more than anybody else, but you don't know what others are doing. So basically, yeah, it's important.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, and I definitely vibe with that and feel what you're saying and taking your advice as well. And I wanted the rest of Burn Nation who is here listening. Well, thank you guys, by the way. Hope you're having a great day. And Jose is about to make it better for you because we are about to wrap up, and I'm going to let him I'm going to give you the mic, Jose, and I want you to just tell Burn Nation and everyone that's a fan of the Burn podcast, I want you to give them some parting advice. What do you hope for them, and give them one advice on how to maximize their health on the journey?
Well, I don't want to get to uh, just say if you focus and you have goals, just fight for them. Uh, you'll have results later or sooner. The results are gonna come if you work hard. Yes.
That's it. Don't put no time on it, right? Just work hard, and when it happens, it will happen. And it might not happen as soon as you want. It might happen sooner than you think. But hard work really works, doesn't it, Jose?
Yes.
That's right, man. All right, dude, this has been so great. I have had such a great conversation with you, getting to know you deeper. I adore you and your wife and your family being a part of this organization. You guys represent everything that I want Burn Bootcamp to represent. So thank you, and thank Anicia, and tell her hello for me and your sons and the rest of your family as well. I want you to go ahead and take us out with 2 claps on 2, 1, 2, okay? Whenever you are ready, my friend. We're all going to do it together. On you.
I want to before wrapping up, I want to thanks everybody for the support we have at the games and during our journey. Thank you so much for everything, our formation community, our global community, and everybody that was at the games that didn't know us but support us. Thank you so much, and thank you to you, Devon. You and Morgan have built something incredible. Thank you so much for everything.
You're welcome, my friend.
I'm ready.
On you.
On 2, give me 2 claps. 1, 2.
All right. Thanks, Jose. Remember, you guys can listen and watch on YouTube and on your favorite podcast platform. This is the Burn Bootcamp podcast. That's Jose. He is our men's standard winner for 2022. And the last question is, are you coming back?
Yes, for sure. I'm going to.
You know
I need to defend my title.
See you guys later. Have a great day.
Thank you.